Hi, welcome back to English 110 Online. This week we are going to get away from what we've been working on. We've been working on the resumes, cover letters that go with resumes, follow-up letters, and that go after you get an interview for a job. And I hope that was very helpful to you to use in your job search and the rest of your career. This time we're going to go to Chapter 7, which is about instructions and procedure descriptions, which you may also use on your job. And so this week we're looking at Chapter 7. I'd like for you to read that if you can. If not, I have put a Google slide presentation on, as I usually do, with the highlights from Chapter 7. So if you can't get a chance to read the whole chapter, at least you can take a look at that. This week, view my video, read Chapter 7, look at the Google slide presentation, view the link that explains how to create a flow chart if you choose that for your procedure description assignment, just because I'd like for you to know how to do it. And then complete the assignments and submit them on the Turnitin links. We have 2 to do this week. The course assignment, writing introductions for instructions and process descriptions, and then the assignment, writing a process description. We're going to continue to work with this, working with the procedure descriptions next week. And then we're going to go into a couple of weeks where we're going to work on how to give a presentation of instructions or procedure descriptions. And so because you may very well in your career have to demonstrate to someone else how to do something too. And then our culmination portfolio project, our 4th one, will be dealing with the presentation of a instructions or demonstration of procedure in a virtual presentation. So we're going to be working on this starting this week for the rest of the semester. Okay, so this week we have here are the learning objectives that you can read there. And here is the instructions and procedure description slideshow that you can view. And here is the how to create a flow chart that you can view also if you choose to do that. So here is our assignment for this week. The first one is writing introductions for instructions or procedures. So I've already pulled that up, and I'll go ahead and do this and look at this with you. Complete the following assignment from your text. This is exercise 7.1. It says, as discussed in the text and mentioned on the checklist, written instructions should open with a brief introduction that identifies the procedure and explains its purpose. So identifies it and explains the purpose of it. So write such introductions for 3 of the following procedures. Now, I'm not asking you to write the procedures, just the introduction to these. So choose any 3 that you want to do. You can create, choose creating a new file in Microsoft Word, creating a playlist on an MP3 player, measuring a person's blood pressure, programming a digital wristwatch, hemming a pair of pants. And so find something there. If you'd rather do like creating a new file in Google Docs instead of Microsoft Word, that could work also. Anyways, these are, just choose 3 of them. And you're not going to have to know how to do it in order to write this introduction. Remember, you're going to write an introduction explaining what the procedure is and the purpose of it, why somebody would need to know how to do that. So you don't really have to know how to do this in order to write an introduction for it. You want to use this format for the assignment. You want to have an introductory summary. It is always a good idea to know how to perform emergency procedures when you're driving, especially if you're driving alone. Follow these instructions in order to safely change a flat tire on your vehicle. That's what I want you to do. But do it for creating a new document, creating a playlist, measuring a person's blood pressure, hemming a pair of pants, whatever you choose. You're going to write 3 of those in one document. Here's another one, introductory summary. Sometimes this copier will jam. In order to quickly remove the jam and continue with your print job, follow these instructions. So really simple. I'm asking you to just write these little introductory summaries. Give them that heading, write your introductory summary, space down, write another heading, introductory summary, and the next introductory summary, and choose 3 of these to do. Save it in your document and submit it on the Turnitin link. So, okay, I hope everybody gets it. I'm not asking you to learn how to do these things. I'm just asking you to practice writing an introductory summary. The other assignment that we have for this week is to actually write instructions, a procedure description. So here it is. From exercise 7.3 in your book, it says write a description of a process related to your field of study or employment. For example, interviewing, stock rotation, safety checks, something related to whatever it is that you are studying, something related to something that you do on your job. So this is something that you already know how to do. It's not something you're going to have to learn how to do in order to do this. Something you already know how to do. Okay, remember that in a description of a process, you're not giving instructions for someone to be able to do the procedure. You're simply informing someone of how a procedure is done. So you're not going to write step 1, do this, step 2, do this. They're not trying to follow your instructions. They're just learning about the procedure. You want to see the guidelines on page 119 in your text, and you want to use the following in headings for your description. Introductory summary, just like we did on the previous assignment. Explain the nature, the purpose, and the importance of the procedure. Have another heading under that, steps for completing whatever the name of the procedure is, and under that you will give stage-by-stage explanation of how the procedure occurs with all the necessary details. Transitions are helpful. Use 1 or more visuals in your description. Flowcharts are sometimes useful. That's why I gave you the instructions for how to create a flowchart. Also, flowchart, if you click this, you'll be able to get back to that, how to do a flow chart too. Then you'll have a conclusion, a brief. It should be brief. Contact information, something similar. Contact me if you have any questions at extension 3888. I think that's my extension number. So anyway, this is something you already know how to do, though. Don't go out and research how to do something new. Something that you know how to do because you've been taught how to do it in a class that you're taking, or something that you know how to do because you do it on the job that you work at. So those are the 2 assignments for this week, and there are the Turnitin places for you to do. Now those 3 introductions that you're doing, it should all be in one document where you turn it in there. And then this document should have an introduction, should have a heading about what procedure it is, and then you're describing the procedure and using some kind of visual in it to show me, to help me understand it, and then a conclusion. And then that would be one document that you would submit on this one. Okay, so we're, as I said, next week we're going to be taking it further. We're going to continue to work on that October 30th through November 5th. November 6th through 12th, we're going to start working on presentations, and then work on those for 2 weeks, and then we'll have Thanksgiving break, and then we will put together the information that we've learned about procedure descriptions and presentations, and you will work on putting together a virtual demonstration of some procedure. It can be one that you've written about in the assignments this week, next week, but it does not. For the one for this week, we do not have to go out and learn something new. Just rely on your own common sense about these introductions. Why would somebody need to know what it is? And then something that you already know how to do. So I hope you have a great week. Contact me if you have any questions, if you need any further instruction, and I will talk to you next time.